Next up, and anything you want to make official there, Bebsie?
Yeah, the under.
Oh, you are making that official. Under
Yes.
44. Okay, sorry. Let's get that in for you. Under 44. That under 40. Oh, wow. Circus moved it to 44 and a half. They're the only book I've seen do that. Oh, we should have been using Circa all year. All right. Bebsie is in under 44 and a half. Under 44 and a half. And that is at minus 114. Do you mind paying that 4 extra cents for the 114 and a half, or for the 44 and a half?
Yeah, I'll take the extra half.
All right, so that's at minus 114. All right, Prince of the City says Michigan going to beat Georgia and Bama goes down too. Top Elio says Jags team total under is my losing look. Come on, you can't come with us. Come to us with that is my losing look, Elio. I know you cash. All right, let's move on here. Bebsie's in from a Circa look, and I may be as well. All right, next up for us is Las Vegas Raiders and Kansas City Chiefs. Raiders 6-6, 3-2 on the road. Chiefs 8-4, 5-2 at home at Arrowhead Stadium, Kansas City, Missouri. 50 Fahrenheit, sunny, 16 miles an hour. We have the Raiders come in as 9.5-point dogs. That hasn't moved. It's actually moved 2 cents in their favor at Pinnacle. This total was initially juiced to the over 48.5. It's now juiced to the under 48.5 quite heavily. So it's almost a 20-cent move over to the under over at Pinnacle. And we cashed on the under very easily in the Broncos-Chiefs game. Raiders come in off it. Oh, let's see where the cash lies. Why don't we do that first? We have 2,610 tickets in. 34% of the tickets are on the Chiefs and 75% of the cash. Then you have 56% of the tickets on the over, 98% of cash on the under. Or excuse me, on the over. Jesus, sorry. I looked so many numbers today. Sorry, I'll repeat that again. 56% of the tickets on the over, 98% of the cash on the over. But again, there's only 2,610 tickets in. Real Deal Prime says KCD getting better. Mark Fowler liking the Chiefs at minus 9.5. And Birdie got the under at 52 in the Raiders-Chiefs game. Spectacular work. Turnsey says, how do you not take the points with the Raiders here? Well, watching the Chiefs play lately makes me not want to have anything to do with the Raiders here. This would be a Chiefs or pass, I think. But also, okay, why don't we break it down first? Raiders coming off a tough 17-15 home loss to Washington. They got 2 field goals through 3 quarters. 5th time this season, Las Vegas has failed to score a touchdown in the first half of the game. Derek Carr, 28 of 38 for 249 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. But, and there's a huge but, because those numbers don't sound that bad. In his first 18 passes, listen to this, traveled a combined 36 yards downfield. So There was just nothing happening with any wide receivers. Hunter Renfrow caught 9 passes for 102 yards, but the wide receivers did nothing. Josh Jacobs ran 13 times for 52 yards and a touchdown, caught 9 passes for 38 yards. They got 1 sack. They did get 5 quarterback hits. Nate Hobbs had 9 tackles in the pick. Denzel Perryman had 12 tackles in the quarterback hit. But he suffered an ankle injury in the second half. He's listed as questionable this week. Kenyon Drake will undergo surgery on his right ankle. He's done for the season. Nick Kwiatkowski, who's been battling this ankle injury for a few weeks now, left the game in the first half, didn't return. He's listed as questionable. Corey Littleton, questionable as well. Darren Waller and Carl Nassib were both inactive, and they're listed as questionable. Chiefs come in off a defensively impressive 22-9 victory at home over Denver for their 5th straight win. They've now beaten the Broncos 12 straight times. Chiefs only gained 257 yards of offense. Mahomes 15-29 for 184 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. It was very interesting watching the offense work. You had Andy Reid off the bye. So if that first series was scripted off the bye week, it was spectacular and they got a touchdown. Then they did nothing. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill combined for 5 catches for 49 yards. It was only the running backs that did anything for the Chiefs receiving-wise. And I wonder if that is because the Broncos' defense is so strong, or is the Chiefs an offense that just doesn't put up a lot of points? There's a vividness bias that makes you think they do. Darrell Williams ran 5 times for 20 yards, caught 3 passes for 60. Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran 14 times for 54 yards, caught 3 passes for 28. Defense had 3 turnovers, 3 fourth-down stops, 1 pick six. They've allowed 17 points or fewer in 5 straight games. Tyrann Mathieu had 9 tackles, 1 sack, 8 quarterback hits for the team. Sorensen returned a pick, 75 yards for a touchdown. Juan Thornhill also had an interception. Chris Lammons, cornerback, he left late in the first half with an ankle injury. He's listed as questionable. And they didn't have offensive tackle Lucas Niang and cornerback Rashad Fenton. They were inactive, listed as questionable this week. Take it away here, Bebsie, Raiders, Chiefs.
This is going to be a stay away game for me. First of all, shout out to Birdie for getting the under 52. That's amazing. But look, it would be Chiefs or no play for me right now. And this has less to do with the way the Chiefs are playing and more to do with just how inconsistent the Raiders have been, not only last year, but it really looked like they were putting it together early in the season. They got past the Gruden thing, but the Ruggs thing is, I think, on the field being such a huge factor. Like you just mentioned, 18 passes for 36 yards. That's crazy. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Ruggs was taking the top off of defenses. That guy could fly. And with him out, they haven't been able to replace him. And that's affecting them greatly. The Chiefs' defense has been playing better and better and better these last 4 weeks. They're the reason that their record is 8-4 right now, because that offense has been pretty abysmal. So getting that 52, Birdie is laughing. I don't know if I'd take the 45, but stay away game for me. Heavy lean to the Chiefs because I do think their defense at least is slowly putting it together, but it's more of a bet against the Raiders. But I'm off it.
Chiefs team total is at 29.5. I don't see any reason why they would need to put up 29.5 points to win this game.
That might be a look.
Yeah. I mean, their offense certainly doesn't warrant the idea that they'll break into the 30-point range in this game. 16-mile-per-hour winds as well expected. So that Chiefs team total under 29.5. And you know what? Also, this must have just moved with the market coming down, because that Chiefs team total at 29.5 is juiced heavily to the over. Minus 125 to the over, minus 105 to the under. All right. That's going to take a little bit more time here. I'm not going to move on the total at this point. Although, again, we respect Birdie for getting it so early, but I just don't see why the Chiefs have to get 30 points here, or even if they will. What did you think of the Vegas Raiders defense in that loss to Washington? Or do you think that Washington's offense is just so pedestrian?
Washington's offense isn't very good, and as soon as Logan Thomas went down, as much as he's not a superstar, Logan Thomas is so important to that offense. And I think that played into how well the Raiders defense has played in that game. But, geez, I don't know, man. This is very enticing. I was considering the Chiefs team total under. 29.5, I agree with you, Jimmy. I don't know how they get to 30. I don't know why they would want to. That's just not the way they've been playing. They haven't been torching teams at all this year.
No, there's just no need to. There's no pressure. The Rays aren't going to put pressure on you to have to get over 30. So, very, very interesting. Dennis Garcia says, give me 10 with Las Vegas. I might bite. All right, let's move.
I'm going to take that team total under.
You are?
I'm going to move on it.
Well, I'm going to line shop at a couple different spots because Bet365 never gives you the best numbers, so I don't expect them to do that here. So I'm gonna, I would almost be certain that Pinnacle will give you a better number. So looks like we've talked Bebsie into this team total under, but I'm gonna keep shopping around while we break these games down. So Chiefs team total under 29.5 for Bebsie, and we'll see what we can get them. Turnsy says I can't see KC covering 9.5 in back-to-back weeks.